Death, the experience of death, is a very high experience. Death is not a low experience as we look at it, as we've been conditioned to look at it. Death is a moment of celebration. It's not the moment of pain and moaning and groaning, just the way we make it. And in truth, death is a moment of liberation. The soul finds itself in a never before experience. It finds itself extremely light, extremely unburdened. Imagine yourself, flying free in the open skies. Imagine yourself floating where you have no sense of your body, the physical body, and the weight that it carries due gravity. So when the death occurs, when the physical death occurs, or in the right sense to say, when the soul drops its physical self, the acquired self, it also drops everything that the body has acquired. And it feels itself very, very light and very, very relieved and relaxed. So, in truth, the soul is happy. The departing soul is happy. Once it is free of the emotion of death, it is very happy. Now, what makes it difficult? What could make difficult for the soul, this beautiful experience of death, is the relationships on earth, the people who are attached to that body, the people who were attached to that person. So when we engage in groaning and moaning and feeling extremely sad and not being able to let go of that person, this is what the person cannot, the soul cannot tolerate or cannot handle, because now it's absolutely light as air. And to see the rest of the loved ones who it has spent its life, there's definitely some emotion there. There's definitely emotion there. But if we as family members, people on earth as family members, are conscious of this fact of crossing over for their loved one, they can really play it out well. They can really give it a grand farewell. Instead of moaning and groaning and repenting and regretting and guilting about it and, all the lowly feelings, the right thing to do is to thank that person, is to recall all the good moments and pray for that person. Feel very grateful for the moments that you've spent with that person. Give your gratitude, communicate with that person only the good, and bid the person farewell, bid the person bye-bye, wishing well on their onward journey, and assuring the soul, the departing soul, that family members are fine and they're good and they are taken care of in every way, and that they will always remember that person and keep them in their hearts, and just feel normal, feel happy for that person's moving forward. And this is going to make it absolutely healing, even more healing experience. Now, in truth, the experience is very light and moment of celebration. And like I said, the soul carries emotion. It carries its memories. It knows its backlog. It knows everything. It also knows who are the people that the soul has hurt, who are the people. So it is going through some processing of information, some feeling of emotions. So when all of the family members engage in speaking and wishing well for that soul who's crossed over, it also helps the soul heal faster from the guilt or the shame when it's looking at those moments. It's been shown when the soul is handled by the higher souls, it is given a complete look from the moment it started its journey in that life till the end. It's given a complete gist, like a photo album. So it's made to quickly run through all of its life's film, the movie, the happenings, including the good ones, the bad ones, every single thing the soul is made to look at once quickly. So here, the moments where it has failed, faltered, the moment it could do better is also shown to the soul. So it does realize that it could have done better. She could play it well, where in that moment of emotion they could not. So there is some guilt going on. There's a lot of processing of emotion and information also happening. So when the family members engage in extending gratitude, extending prayers, extending well wishes, extending love to the departing soul, it makes it very healing and faster farewell to that soul. Then the soul accepts the moment and accepts and comes in terms with its next task in hand, the next journey that it has to take, wherever it has to take. And it accepts the process. So when it accepts the process, there's a lot of letting go and forgiveness happening. So it makes your family member very happy, even happier now. And when you hand over everything, and when you give and take and you let go, and you free that soul emotionally as well. So the best thing to do in the moment of death is engage in prayers, engage in Gurbani, engage in Shabad Abhyas. All of you, all as a family member, must engage as the Gur Sangat and sit in the feet of the Guru, the Shabad Guru, and pray and bless that soul. And because that soul is present there in the family, in the home, in that house it has lived for that long, for that period. It has lived with their family members, and the soul is there for a certain number of days. It is there initially for the 3 days. It's there 24/7, watching, sitting with every family member, hearing them, listening to them, trying to console them, despite the fact it's dropped its body. It's just moving from one person to another. It's communicating energetically, whether you hear it or not. And if you're sensitive, you'll be actually able to hear every little thing the soul is saying to you. So 3 days engage in part, 3 days hold good feelings, and then the soul goes on other stages where it has to take a give and take. It visits the other relatives, it visits the far friends. It is going to do a lot of give and take. And so as per the scriptures, 13 days, after 13 days, the soul is born, is given the next assignment. So make it really peaceful, engage in Gurbani, no crying, no moaning, no groaning, only tears of gratitude and happiness. If you must engage in emotional load shedding, then just tears of gratitude. Tears of gratitude, fixing your eyes on the great giver, who make the beautiful gifts of relationships available to us, and also valuing those in that moment where others, valuing those who are present around you. And also understanding, using Gurmat and Guru wisdom, that how under the impact of emotion we do things and we say things we don't really mean. But if we do not, clear our hearts at that moment, how it can become a burden on us after we've crossed over. And also becoming conscious of our actions, also making absolute effort while we are alive to detach ourselves from emotional entanglements, and really just engaging in Gurmat, in Guru's Gyan, and leading a life and acting from that space where we can truly give to others in every way, and give to ourselves also. This is the right way of living, and Sri Guru Granth Sahib is the way. Sahib Tan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's Farman in the Sri Guru Granth Sahib Rag Vadhans. Sahib Samhale Panth Nihale Asape Uthe Jana जिसका किया तिन ही लिया, हुआ तिसै का पाना। जो तिन कर पाया सो आगे आया, असी की हुक्म करे हा। आओ हो मिल हो सहेली हो, सचरा ना मिले हा। Let us remember the Lord and the Master in contemplation and keep a watchful eye on the path. We shall have to go there as well. He who has created also destroys. Whatever happens is by His will. Whatever He has done has come to pass. How can we command Him? Come, O my companions, let us meet together and dwell upon the true name. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.